Greetings, fellow travelers on the long and winding road. You've stumbled upon the I'm in Love with That Song podcast, part of the Pantheon podcast family. My name is Brad Page, and I'll be your host and musical tour guide as we explore a different song each episode, discovering the elements that make a song great. No musical knowledge or experience is required. We don't get into music theory here. We're just putting our ears to work and seeing what they uncover. This episode will be exploring the art of interpretation, the magic of a great groove, and the talent of a brilliant singer who's never really gotten her due. This is Mary Clayton with Country Road.
Feel it, child, yeah. I can feel it. Oh, yeah. Feel it. Sure feel it. Yeah.
Mary Clayton was born on Christmas Day, 1948. That's how she ended up with the name, Mary. She made her first appearance on record in 1962 in a duet with Bobby Darin called Who Can I Count On When I Can't Count On You? She was only 14 years old.
Who can I count on if I can't count on you? I've never counted on you, making me blue. They say you're running around with somebody new. Now who can I count on if I can't count on you?
You know the door to happiness was almost open. Just one more step or two, you know I'd be in. Then all at once the vows you made were broken. And the door to happiness is closed again. Oh, 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 oh.
Who can I count on?
Oh,
If I can't count on you.
oh, oh.
There goes my happiness, and here comes the blues. I can't convince myself that we're really through.
Mary toured with Ray Charles as one of the Raylettes, and she sang on records by Burt Bacharach, Tom Jones, Carole King, Linda Ronstadt, Joe Cocker, Ringo Starr, and Neil Young, just to name a few. But she is most famous for her legendary performance on Gimme Shelter by the Rolling Stones. We did a whole episode on that song. Go check it out if you haven't heard it. It's probably my favorite show that I've ever done. It was episode number 42. So, after years of paying her dues as a background singer and doing session work, Mary released her first solo album in 1970. The album did okay, but it wasn't a smash hit. The album was called Gimme Shelter, and it featured Mary's solo version of Gimme Shelter, re-recorded with her own band for this album. But for me, the standout track on this record is the opening cut, Country Road. Country Road was written by James Taylor, and his original version is on his classic album, Sweet Baby James. In Taylor's hands, the song is a wistful, folky number about wanting to leave your troubles, your family, school, work, leaving it all behind, heading down that country road towards something better.
Take to the highway, won't you lend me your name? Your way and my way, they seem to be one and the same. Mama don't understand it, she wants to know where I've been. I'd have to be some kind of natural born fool to wanna pass that way again. But you know I could feel it on a country road.
But Mary's version is funky, soulful. It's a joyous call to action for all of us to get up, get out there, and get to that better place together. Though Country Road doesn't have any references to the civil rights movement or equality, in Mary's version, I can't help but hear a connection to that civil rights classic, Freedom Highway.
There's this one thing I can't understand, my friend. Why some folks think freedom is not designed for all men. There are so many people living their life perplexed, wondering in their mind what's gonna happen next. But freedom the highway. But each and every day. But freedom the highway.
In Mary's version of Country Road, her vocal is a prime example of an R&B soul performance that captures the pain of the daily struggle and the determination to press on, the perseverance, and the ability to find hope and joy amid that pain. No matter what your struggle is, and we all have them, songs like this can get you through it. Now, I'm not going to do quite the same level of a breakdown that I usually do on this show, because one of the great joys of a song like this is the groove. Just jumping on board and letting that groove take you for a ride. If I constantly interrupt the track, you're not really going to have a chance to settle into that groove. So I'm going to stay out of the way a bit more this time, but I'll still point out a few things along the way. So let's get to it. The album was produced by Lou Adler, and the track features some fantastic players, including Victor Feldman on percussion and Joe Sample and Billy Preston on keyboards. The song kicks off with a short drum fill, then the band comes right in with the bass up front in the mix and a great horn section. Okay, this groove is so great, we're going to start it again. I love everything about this. Everything is recorded relatively dry, the drums are crisp and clean, the horns are clear, and like I said, the bass is right up in the mix. And listen to the interplay between the piano, organ, and guitar. Like all great funk and soul tracks, nobody's overplaying. The parts leave space for each other to play off of each other. It's a classic case of the whole being greater than the sum of its parts. Here's an example of that interplay between instruments. Listen to the piano in the left channel and the organ on the right. How they leave space for each other. It's almost like they're having a dialogue back and forth. Let's listen to what the bass is doing on this part. Let's bring Mary's vocals up.
Yes, my feet know where they want me to go. Walking out country road.
And let's bring up the keyboards and horns here.
Take you the highway.
Check out the interplay between the bass and the guitar here.
Walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down, walk on down. Why don't you just walk on down the country road? La, la, la,
Listen to what the bass is doing here. That sort of forced crack in her voice here, that's classic Mary Clayton. Country Road by Mary Clayton. Here, Mary reinterprets a gentle, introspective acoustic number, brings it to church, injects it with some gospel, and then takes it onto the dance floor. Along the way, she brings new meaning to the song without invalidating the original intent. And with that one-of-a-kind Mary Clayton vocal right on top, it's all exactly what you want when a great artist covers a great song. Mary is one of the amazing singers featured in the documentary 20 Feet From Stardom. I've talked about that film before. It's one of my favorites. You need to see that film. Not long after 20 Feet From Stardom was filmed, in 2014, Mary was in a terrible car accident and had to have both legs amputated. But Mary is a survivor, and with that voice, you know she won't be going quietly. Thanks for joining me on the I'm in Love with That Song podcast. We are part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Be sure to check out some of their other shows. You can keep in touch with us on our Facebook page. Just look for the I'm in Love with That Song podcast, or on Twitter at PopStaffTweets, or by sending email to lovethatsongpodcast@gmail.com. You can find the previous episode we did on Mary Clayton and Gimme Shelter on our website, lovethatsongpodcast.com, along with all of our previous episodes. Please check them out. Well, that's enough out of me. I can't wait to listen to this song again. Here's Mary Clayton with Country Road.